Gentlemen, and everyone watching, let me ask you a question that might hit a little close to home. What if I told you that there's one single mistake, one critical error that's quietly sabotaging your love life right now? Not just causing small hiccups or occasional misunderstandings, but truly killing the connection, the passion, and the intimacy you crave. And the worst part, most people don't even realize they're making this mistake. They keep repeating it, hoping things will magically get better, but they don't. Sound familiar? If you've ever felt frustrated, confused, or even hopeless about your relationship, you're not alone. The truth is, many of us fall into this trap without knowing it. We blame external factors, stress, busy schedules, or even just getting older. But the real culprit is something much closer to home. It's something you can fix, but only if you recognize it. First, today I'm going to reveal the number one mistake that's killing your love life, and more importantly, how you can fix it starting right now. This isn't some vague advice or fluffy self-help nonsense. This is a deep, practical insight backed by psychology, relationship science, and real-world experience. And if you're willing to listen and take action, you can turn things around faster than you think. Before we dive in, I want you to take a moment and think about your current relationship. How connected do you feel to your partner? How often do you feel truly understood, appreciated, and desired? If there's a gap between where you are and where you want to be, that's okay. You're about to learn the key to closing that gap. Here's the truth. The number one mistake killing your love life is lack of emotional presence. It sounds simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Emotional presence means being fully there, mind, body, and heart, when you're with your partner. It means listening deeply, responding authentically, and showing up without distractions or defenses. Why does this matter so much? Because relationships thrive on connection, and connection requires presence. When you're emotionally present, your partner feels seen, heard, and valued. When you're not, even the best intentions can fall flat, and distance grows. Think about the last time you had a meaningful conversation with your partner. Were you really there, or were you half distracted by your phone, your worries, or your own thoughts? Were you listening to understand, or just waiting for your turn to speak? These moments add up, and over time they create a chasm that's hard to bridge. Contrast this with what many couples experience: emotional absence. It's not about physical distance, though that can be part of it, but about being mentally or emotionally checked out. Maybe you're physically in the same room, but your mind is elsewhere. Maybe you're going through the motions, but your heart isn't in it. This absence creates frustration, loneliness, and resentment. And here's the kicker: emotional absence often happens unintentionally. It's not that you don't care, it's that life's pressures, habits, and distractions pull you away. Work stress, social media, fatigue, and even past hurts can build walls that block true connection. So, how do you fix this? How do you become emotionally present and revive the spark that might feel lost? First, it starts with awareness. You have to notice when you're checked out. Catch yourself when your mind drifts during conversations or when you're scrolling through your phone instead of engaging. Awareness is the first step toward change. Next, practice active listening. This means focusing fully on your partner's words, tone, and body language. Resist the urge to interrupt or plan your response. Instead, Listen to understand their feelings and perspective. Reflect back what you hear to show you're truly engaged. For example, if your partner says, "I've been feeling stressed at work," instead of jumping to solutions, try saying, "It sounds like work has been really overwhelming lately." That must be tough. This simple act of validation can deepen intimacy and trust. Another powerful tool is to create intentional moments of connection. Life gets busy, but carving out time to be fully present with your partner without distractions is essential. This could be a daily check-in, a weekly date night, or even just a few minutes of undivided attention before bed. During these moments, put away phones, turn off the TV, and focus solely on each other. Ask open-ended questions like, "What's been on your mind today?" Or, "How are you really feeling?" These questions invite honesty and vulnerability. It's also important to be mindful of your own emotional state. Sometimes emotional absence comes from unresolved stress, anxiety, or past wounds. Taking care of your mental health through practices like mindfulness, journaling, or therapy can help you show up more fully in your relationship. Remember, emotional presence isn't about being perfect. It's about being authentic and willing to engage, even when it's uncomfortable. It's about choosing connection over distraction, empathy over defensiveness. Let me share a story. One of my clients, Mark, came to me frustrated and disconnected from his wife. They were living together but felt like strangers. Mark realized he was often distracted by work emails and social media during their time together. Once he became aware of this, he committed to putting his phone away during meals and dedicating 15 minutes each evening to talk without interruptions. Within weeks, Mark noticed a shift. His wife felt more appreciated, and their conversations became deeper and more meaningful. The emotional distance started to close, and with it, their intimacy and affection grew. Now you might be wondering, what if my partner isn't emotionally present? What if I'm the only one trying? That's a valid concern. Emotional presence is a two-way street, but it often starts with one person making the effort. By showing up fully, you set a powerful example. You create a safe space that invites your partner to do the same. And if your partner resists, it's important to communicate openly about your needs and feelings without blame or criticism. Contrast this with the alternative, continuing the cycle of emotional absence. Over time, this leads to misunderstandings, resentment, and eventually emotional disconnection that can feel impossible to repair. But here's the good news. Emotional presence is a skill you can develop. It's like a muscle that gets stronger with practice. The more you show up authentically, the more natural it becomes. So let's recap the key steps to fix the number one mistake killing your love life. Become aware of when you're emotionally absent. Practice active listening to truly understand your partner. Create intentional moments of undistracted connection. Take care of your own emotional health to show up fully. Communicate openly about your needs and feelings. If you commit to these steps, you'll start to see changes, not just in your relationship, but in how you feel about yourself and your connection with your partner. Remember, love isn't just about grand gestures or perfect moments. It's about the small, consistent acts of presence and care that build trust and intimacy over time. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, please hit the like button, subscribe for more insights, and share your thoughts in the comments. What's one way you plan to be more emotionally present starting today? You're not alone in this journey, and with the right mindset and actions, you can fix what's been holding your love life back.